Hi, welcome to 3D Animation Yajna. I am Autodesk Maya online teacher. Today we'll show you about what connections should you make to create a stretchable, flexible human hand. Okay. For example, I will show you uh, this kind of effect I want to show you. See, the hand is stretching, bones are stretching, three bones are stretching, arm bone, forearm and wrist bones are stretching. Okay, this we are going to try. Go to top view, go to rigging module, skeleton, create joints, press X in the keyboard for snap, grid snap, and press enter. Now we have to create a wrist joint here. For that, go to skeleton, insert joint. From here you start and it will create for you, and you stop where you want. I am stopping here, right? Now three bones are created. You have to name it: arm joint, forearm joint, wrist joint, and this one is end. Okay, so now you can see it in perspective. This is the left hand of the human. Now we can create a IK handle. Go to create IK handle settings. In that you are seeing rotate plane solver. Don't choose single chain solver. By default rotate plane solver is will be shown. That only you choose. So now create the IK handle. From the shoulder you have to create, that is from the arm you have to create. Now if I do it here till here, from here to here, if I draw the IK handle, see what happens. Now it's been created. Go to top view and select and translate it and see what is happening. You can see the bones. No, it is in orange color because of after IK handle it becomes orange. I will show you clearly. Right now you can see it is bending. Never a forearm will have this articulation. Okay, so this bend won't happen in the forearm. So to avoid this, what we should do is select this IK handle, delete it, undo this and then delete it. Now to color the joints so that it will be visible. Now you again go to skeleton, draw a IK handle, same rotate plane solver. From here only till here, not here. Now if you move it, you can see this bend is not happening in the forearm. This is what we want, but thing is here my hand locator, my hand IK handle should be here. Only then I can animate it for keyframing. So for that sake, what we have to do is, you have selected the IK handle, right? Go to attribute editor. You are seeing end effector 1 is there. There is arrow mark here. Press that and you are seeing effector 1 is being selected. So you are in effector 1's attribute editor. Now you press select here and go to pivot mode of that effector 1 by pressing D. Don't hold it, just press it. Press the D in the keyboard. You'll go to pivot mode. Now what you do is press hold the V button in the keyboard and middle mouse button simultaneously. Drag it to here. Now you have the IK handle here. At the same time, it's not bending. The forearm is not bending. So this is the effect we want, and we have achieved it. Now we can do the renaming and grouping for the IK handle. Uh, IK handle left hand. Okay. Now create a circle for control with which we are going to animate. That is, animator will be animating it using that only. Now bring the circle here using snap, V snap, and rotate it. Now if you see, this circle is not oriented to this bones line of rotation. I want circle to be like this. Like this I want. This bones orientation. This kind of effect I want. This kind of this orientation of circle I want. But thing is, here rotation X will have minus 7.59 or some numbers we will have. It should be in 0 at the same time oriented to bones angle. So to achieve that, what we have to do is undo it and do freeze transformation for the circle, and also delete the history, modify freeze transformations. Yes, it's applied. Now you are seeing translations and rotations as 0. Now what I'm going to do is I will rename and group it. Left hand control CTL. Now control G, group it. Bring the groups pivot to the circle's center. Be careful in that. Right. Now rename the group also, left hand IK. Right. Inside that group, your left hand control is there. So now what I will do is I will rotate this group, not the circle. Before, what we did is we rotated the circle to orient along the bones orientation, to match the bones orientation, like this. But what is happening is the numbers are showing up in the rotation Y or X or something. So they all should be in zeros. For that sake, what we have created the group. Only that group I am going to do rotation and try to orient it. Now the group I selected and oriented it to match the bones orientation. Now I will select the control and see it here. There are only zeros. So this is, for this purpose we are creating the group, and we are rotating the group to orient along with the bone, not the circle, not the control. So now I want to orient it exactly, precisely to the bone's orientation. For that, what I will do is I will select the bone, this bone, and this group, go to constraint, constraint orientation settings. Now switch off the maintain offset and apply. Now we are seeing This group is perfectly oriented to the board. Okay, now you can delete the orient node. The constraint orient node will be hidden inside the group, so you have to open the group and you will see the constraint orient node. Delete it. Right. Now the circle is oriented to the bone, as well as you are seeing the zeros in the translation and rotation. So this is what we want. And now we have to do one more thing, is put this IK handle under the left hand control. So that is, you are making the uh, IK handle a child of left hand control, so that when left hand control the circle, when you are moving, IK handle will also move, and IK handle in turn will move the joints. Right. Now you can just, if you move it like this, you can just put zeros and bring it back. This is the default position and orientation of the hand. For that purpose only, we need only zeros in the translation and rotation. That is, default values should be there translate in the transformations, translation, rotation and scaling. Right. Now we are going to do stretching effect. For that we have to first group them. One, this joints, and this one, control G. Yes, it's grouped. Now rename it left hand. Right. And say hold. So open the group. Now we are going to use measure tools. For before creating the stretching effect, we are going to create a measure tools. Go to create, measure tools, distance. Press V in the keyboard for point snap from here to here. Right, from here to here. Now press enter. Now you are seeing locator 1 is being created, locator 2, which is here, is being created, and distance dimension. Okay, then this distance dimension, this vector, is showing how much is the length of this hand bones altogether. It is showing 12.4 units. Okay, I can just select this and go to its attribute, and it is showing the same thing, 12.4. Sometimes it may be 12.45, 3, 4, 5, 2, like that it may be. So that is also is countable. It is that entire value is needed. Okay, now we are going to rename this uh, start locator left hand. Right, this one is end locator left hand. This one is DD, distance dimension. I will just, in short form, DD I will name it, DD left hand. Right. Now, so this drawing the, using the measure tools, we have drawn the distance, use the distance tool to draw the uh, measure tool from here to here. Now we are going to constrain it. How? This arm joint will control the start locator. That is, wherever this arm joint is going, moving, there the start locator should follow. So arm joint is the master and start locator is the slave. Right. Now select the master, which is arm joint, and then shift to select the slave. Do it in outliner, it will be easy for you. So arm joint plus start locator, first arm joint you should select and then start locator. Go to constraint, point constraint we are using and apply. Right, you can see it's been constrained. The translation XYZ is being constrained to of the translation XYZ of the start locator is being constrained to arm joint, which is a master. Right, now select the constraint is done. Now select the end locator left hand and put it inside the left hand control, that is make the end locator a child of left hand control. Right, I am middle clicking in the mouse button and dropping it on the left hand so that it will become the child of left hand control. See, now because of this constraint and parenting of locators, start locator and end locators, wherever this control I am moving, left hand control, the measure of that bones altogether it is showing. How much is the unit? Now it is showing 9.467121, and if I move this it will show 11.1, like that. So this measure should these measurable units we want. For that we are doing this constraint and parenting. Now this measure tools things are done. We are going to create nodes uh, and make connections in the node view editor for finishing the uh, stretching effect for the hand. Right, now go to before that you make this uh, you add these things also under the group. Okay, now entire things are in the group except for DD, distance dimension, which is a node we should not add into the group. So locators, IK handles group, and joins are inside the group. Okay, remember that. I'm keeping the outliner so that you can see it, what are all in the groups, what are not in the groups. Okay, now if I move the group anywhere it will move, entire thing will move, and if I scale it also it will, entire thing will get scaled. Right, now before creating the connections and showing how to stretch and all, I will show you when I move this. Now it is not stretching. See, bones are not stretching. I showed you in the first that in this, when I move the hand control, see it is stretching. It is stretching, right? It is not shrinking but stretching. It should not shrink, right? It should not. It should only stretch. So it is not shrinking but stretching. So this is the effect we want for that, but here it's missing. So we are going to create that stretch effect. Now go to node editor. For now I will keep it small. Okay, arrange like this the layouts. Right, now again I will show you it is not stretching. Okay, you are seeing the lines, but these bones should be stretched, but it's not stretching. So to stretch the bones along with the control, we are going to make connections. Now bring one by one into the node view. First one is this one. If there is anything already here, like something like this and all, sometimes it may be like this. When you are opening the node editor, it may look like this. So for that you have to clean it up first. Press this one, this middle one will get cleaned. Okay, now the slate is fresh. Add whichever you want to see in the node editor. Select this one first, that is the group we created, entire group, whole group, and press this button, this plus button, to add this into the node view. Okay, this one is been added in the node view editor. Now second one is DD. You are seeing two things, uh, DD and then distant dimension transformation node, and then distant dimension properties node. Okay, we want only properties node, that is shape, not this one. So this one we can subtract, that is subtract from the view. You press minus, select this one and press minus, you will see only this one, right? So this also we have brought. What is the next thing is joints. Select joints, shift select and bring them using the same plus. You have got it. Bring it here, arrange it here like this. You have to manually arrange these things so that it will be clear for you to understand the connections. Now we have brought all the available things here. Now we have to create nodes. Uh, so now blow up the node editor view, and that you can just arrange it and press tab in the keyboard, type multiply. I just typed multi and it's showing up many nodes: multi, lister, light, multiply, divide, maturity, multiply, vector. So many nodes are there. What we are going to use is multiply, divide, right? Okay. Again, one more you create, multiply, divide. One more multiply, divide, right? And last node is we are going to create is condition. Just type condi, COND, and it will show up. Now name this as scale compensate, right? Scale compensate MD. MD means multiply, divide. Press enter. Scale compensate multiply, divide. This also we have to name it. This is stretch divide MD, multiply, divide. This one is the last one we are going to name. This one is stretch condition. That's okay. It's better to name it left hand because you will create another node for right hand. So that particular naming should be complete for every node. Okay, so name it as left hand. Add the left hand everywhere in the nodes, the last. Right. Now the layout for the nodes to make the connections is completed. Now we are going to make the connections. So first go to select this one in the node editor and go to attribute editor. You can see that here in the operation choose divide. Okay, for which one? Stretch divide. For that operation should be divide. For scale compensate, this is also multiply, divide node only. For this the operation should be in multiply factor only, not divide factor. Only for this one it is divide factor. For scale compensate it is multiply factor, right? And for this stretch condition, Here type second term as 1 and operation factor should be greater or equal. Choose greater or equal. Okay, so these two things you have changed. Second term should be 1 and operation factor should be greater or equal, right? Now select this DD, distance dimension shape. In that you are seeing some value, right? Before I showed you this, just select them, select the values and control C, copy it and go to scale compensate. Okay, and add it here. We may have to change in the later, but now for now we will keep it like this. From here, this from group whole, choose the scale factor, scale x factor and connect it to input 2x of the scale compensate. Right, it's done. Now from DD, distance dimension, choose distance factor to stretch divide input 1x. Right, that's also done. Now from scale compensate, choose input output x factor to stretch divide input 2x. Right, now from stretch divide output x factor to stretch condition color if true r, choose color if true r factor. Right, again go to the stretch divide, again go to output x factor and connect it to stretch condition, but this time not color if true r but first term. Right, so from stretch divide uh, you are connecting two factors to stretch condition. Now till here it's done. From stretch condition you are going to connect the out color R to arm joint, scale x factor of the arm joint. From stretch condition again out color R factor to the forearm joint, against scale x. Again go to stretch condition, out color R and connect it to wrist joint, scale x factor. Yes, now connections are done. uh, Now you have to do bookmark. Go to bookmark, create bookmark and just type some name. I am typing left hand node view NV. Okay, so that suppose if it is going like this or somewhere, you can just bring it back by going to bookmark and left hand NV, like this it will show up. If you want to change anything, if you had by mistake, if you had done some wrong connections, you can again go there and remake the connections. Now we will stretch and see. Let's keep it here. Yeah, it is stretching and it is not shrinking. So this is what we want. It should not shrink. It should stretch but not shrink. Right? So yes, it's done. This one you should remember. Uh, in my videos thumbnail I will show with the letters here, so that you will, even with the thumbnail you can make these connections. For the process you will have to watch the video. Okay, that's it for today. You can visit my website 3danimationyagna.com to know about my online classes and videos. Please subscribe my channel to see more videos on my software. Thanks for being with me. Cheers.